Well, that's useless. I can tell you that. You got to plug this thing in first.
Why is everybody whispering?
Yeah, because Brian doesn't know what he's doing. That's why.
There's no need to whisper. It's time to give everyone a preview of what's happening this week on ipmNation. ipmNation Sneak Speak, kicking around the week ahead.
There we go. Good evening and welcome to episode 17,000. I don't know how many we've been doing of this, but welcome to Sneak Speak once again, where we're just hanging out, kicking around with the big wig, the big cheese over at ipmNation. Of course, I'm talking about Matt Connarton, and we just kick around what's going on this week, everything that you can look forward to, and there's a ton to always look forward to here at ipmNation. So without further ado, glad I don't have to spell that word, right? I'm just glad there's no typing. There's no, what do they call that? You know what I mean? Whatever it's called. Glad I don't have to type that. Hello to Mr. Matt Connarton. Matt, how are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you?
Well, I'm laughing to myself going, you call in 2 minutes before the top of the hour. It's a compliment. So I thank you because you're like, nah, Bri, you got all this nailed. You don't need my help. You can just, and then you call in and I go, I almost screwed that up as well. I don't know what happens. I got to tell you, I don't know. But into every life, a little rain must fall, but we're here. So, Matt, how the heck are you? All kinds of cool things going on over at ipmNation. I see new articles popping up, new people in the top 10 list. It's really something else. So maybe tonight we should kick off, with whatever you want to talk about. But after that point, maybe you should go right to the top 10 because there's some new names this week from last week. I'm very excited to hear about it. So why don't you take it away?
Well, I want to mention I'm very excited. I have my show Matt Connarton Unleashed, but tomorrow, April 1st, 2019,
right?
There's going to be some big changes. So I hope people tune in.
Okay.
I don't want to. I want it to be a surprise.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say too much, but let's just say the show is evolving.
Oh, good.
We might be introducing a more of a musical component to the show.
Oh,
beginning tomorrow, April 1st, and also I'll just give a hint here. So there's a certain ghost who's been haunting the radio station there.
Cellophane
John?
John?
I do the show.
Cellophane John?
What's that?
Cellophane John? Is that the ghost?
It is a John, but not Cellophane John. The ghost of John McCain has been hanging out there quite a bit. He likes to interject.
Really? You kept him captive?
Well, what happened is apparently I inadvertently summoned his ghost.
Ooh.
And at first I was skeptical that it was the actual ghost of John McCain, but then he began advocating for invading Venezuela, and I realized, oh, no, that's him.
That's him. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah. It's a real Ouija board. So, you got to watch out with those Ouija boards. I tell you, every time we talk, I say, Matt, you got to watch out for those Ouija boards. Who knows what you'll conjure up? It's like your own version of Pet Cemetery.
That's right.
Well, they come back all right, but you can't count on, how they are going to be when they come back. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. So I appear to have brought him forth.
Right.
But and here's a little hint, though, for tomorrow.
Okay.
It turns out that even in the afterlife, the ghost of John McCain really enjoys smooth jazz.
He does.
Who knew?
Who knew? Now, I thought he was more of a punk rocker in real life. Or has he always been a smooth jazz kind of guy?
To hear him tell it, he's always enjoyed some smooth jazz. I had no idea. I guess he and Lindsey Graham, is his best friend. They used to listen to some smooth jazz together. Sometimes after a day in the Senate, and apparently that was a thing.
Well, you know what? I'm looking forward. You got me gripped. I'll be tuning in now. Just promise me here as we get ready to do this. This isn't like some April Fool's thing, right? Because isn't tomorrow April?
Hmm.
Okay, great. Why don't we see what we can do to keep abreast of what's going on? So let me see if I get this right. But here's what we've decided to do in the mornings for All Natural Being. Let me see if this promise is queued up here. Let's see if I can do this. What's on the menu for the next 30 minutes? Well, we play less music than any other radio station in the morning, guaranteed. That's our if it's your favorite song, you'll never hear it here promise. Yeah, so that's it, Matt. When you're going to an all
Wow.
music format, yeah, I'm going to the you'll never hear it here promise. It's if it's your favorite song, well, I'd think of something else in the mornings. Because you're just right, you're just not going to hear it here. So it's kind of like me taking your lead, but just playing the opposite effect. You're going to do all, or do some music, smooth jazz, I guess might be one of them. But I said, no, we're going to stick with no music at all, just because I can't figure out how to work the buttons most mornings.
Sure. So you won't have any Kenny G or Dave Brubeck or any of the giants from the jazz world
No.
on your program because there won't be any music.
No, there won't be any music, right? Now, some of those giants might be on. We're just not going to let them sing. Or who was, no,
Right.
Zamfir. Zamfir was the pan flute, not Kenny G. I want to make sure I got my guys right. Zamfir, that was the pan flute, right?
Yes. Yes.
See, don't buy into this amnesia. Doctors telling me all the time that my memory's shot. I knew it, Zamfir was the pan flute. I knew that, not Kenny G.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, I'm telling you, I'm excited for tomorrow. It's going to be great to see what you have coming and to hear from what's going on from the other side. You know, John McCain 2.0, I guess you could say. I'm gripped. I can't wait. I wish it were right now.
I know.
Yeah,
Well, it'll be tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern.
yeah, tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. I'm gripped. I can't wait for it. It'll be great. All right, so let's do this, Matt. Let's hop to some of the news shows that we have here on IPM Nation. I try to go in and like every time you go. Oh, new show, whether it's over on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, wherever you're putting them up. I always like to try to go in and like them. So that's how I know there are all kinds of new shows here. Because,
Yeah.
right, you're always on top of it. So take it away. Who do we got?
Well, excuse me. I've been very the weather here is getting to be spring, so I'm a little something going on in the throat.
It's
So,
snowing
first,
here
well,
today. Just so you know, it's snowing.
Is it really?
You know, when people say, why did you say the acronym for Ohio is "Oh, how I'm out of here"? There's a snow warning. Snow warning.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Well,
Ugh.
it is. It is
what it is.
Not quite April. So I'm looking at our top 10.
Right.
So you are number one,
Thank you, sir.
as you are almost always. But
Thank you.
number two, we do have this show Blunt Force, which is relatively new.
Cool.
They've only been on for a couple of weeks now, but
Wow.
they're doing very, very well.
I love the term blunt force.
Yes.
I just love that. So can you tell me quickly what's the show about? Please
So
don't tell me
it's,
it's a meditation show.
What's that?
Please don't tell me it's a meditation show. Oh, yes. We'll be reviewing pastel colors this week on Blunt Force. Please tell me it's not that.
It is. It is not that. No. No. It's hosted by Giazilla, as she
Ooh,
likes to call herself, and
Gia.
her and her sidekick Dave.
okay.
And they talk about a variety of issues. They've talked about drugs and chronic pain,
Okay.
love and hate, and it's just a really good talk show.
Very cool. Number
Yeah.
3 on the list, I see. Matt Connarton Unleashed. Very nice.
Yes, which may have a new name as of tomorrow. But
Oh, wow.
we'll see how things go.
It's funny because whenever I look at the top 10, I go, you know what? Matt knows how to do it. I should have had the show called Brian Brawdy's All Natural Being so that my name would pop up there. Right? I just don't know. Like, oh, look, Derek Noel Fitness, right? Derek knew what was going on. He'll be on here tonight at
Right.
8 o'clock for those people wanting to tune in. Derek Noel Fitness, as I call it, damn near flawless. But see, you and
Yeah.
Derek, you understand what's going on. You go, oh, no, let's get your name put in the title.
That's right.
Right? Because just for Google and SEO, I would imagine that's a big deal. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Matt Connarton and Alicia. It may be called something different tomorrow. Now, will it be one of those phone calls where I call you and go, look, we got to change the name, and you're like, are you on crack? There is no. So what is it? Because you're the boss. You get to go. Oh, I think I will change the name of my show. Why is it every time that I call you saying, "Oh, no"? I go, Matt. What do you think of that idea if we change my name? And you go, "Oh no." Okay. So what's up with that? How is it that you get to change your name? But when it comes to me, they go, yeah, let's just let Brian's call go through to voicemail. He'll sleep it off. He'll be fine in the morning. What's that?
That's a long flush, by the way.
I had Italian food earlier.
Oh,
yeah.
That sounds like one of those industrial toilets.
It is, right? People say all the time, oh, do you like it? Because I burn incense here in the studio. And they go, hey, do you like incense? No, I just love Mexican food. Right? So that's the only reason I burn the incense. But I'm sorry, go ahead. So answer the question, Matt. Stop beating around the bush. Why do you get to change the name to your show?
Well, I did have to fill out some paperwork to do this. There's a process.
Did you have to chase yourself around your desk?
I did, yes. And,
now that's a video.
A notary. She was able to notarize it for me.
Very cool. All right, number 4 on the list is The Morning Show.
Yes.
Very cool.
You have some competition in the morning here on ipmNation.
That's what I hear. But you know what? Everything's meant for a reason. I'm going to be out for a couple weeks. You know what? So it's entirely possible, Matt, that I'm not going to be number 1 once they pull off this 5th brain surgery. Right? You ever think about that?
Well, if you once you're on your 5th brain surgery, you can be forgiven for slipping a little bit.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to record all kinds of shows. Oh, Brian this would have been episode this would have been episode that. That's what I think I'm going to do to keep it going. Now, I got to ask you about this question. Morning show, I'm digging it. Now, battle wounds. We ought to have a thing here on ipmNation where shows go up against each other. Like Blunt Force should go up against Battle Wounds.
Right.
Right? You just can't. Battle Wounds. If I had to pick my second favorite title in the top 10 after Blunt Force, it would be Battle Wounds.
That is a good title.
And man, it makes me okay. So maybe could you get Jenny to notarize my name change? I'm going to call my new show Blunt Force Battle Wounds. I'm going to steal the best of both worlds. Brought to you by Rob and Slim over at the Hustle Local Outbreak Report on Red Pill Politics. Right? I'm going to take all the names. So no matter what you click on at ipmNation, I'll get some juice for
it. That's a great idea. But we'll have to make it into some sort of acronym.
Right. Well, ABMMBDRRHL works for me. Okay, so what's Battle Wounds all about?
They talk a bit about UFC, Ultimate Fighting, and things like that. But they kind of go all over the place. It's a very, very loose show, very freewheeling. So. So they do talk about Ultimate Fighting and so forth, but they get into a lot of other stuff too, music and pop culture and things.
Welcome to the top 10. Nice to have you there. All right, speaking of welcome to the top 10, let me do my math real quick. 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6, Matt, is Derek Noel Fitness. He'll be coming up, as I said, 8 o'clock tonight, right? Yeah, about 45 minutes away. He's jumping right in there, huh?
Yes. He's got I think this will be his episode 4 tonight.
I believe so. Yeah,
he's got a great following. He's really started off right, I think.
Good.
And he's technically a spinoff of All Natural Being.
You know what you said? Would you call me the other day, or would you call him? He's the Dr. Phil, or what was that? I'm the Oprah to his Dr. Phil.
To your Oprah.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
There's not many people I let call me Oprah.
Right.
Yeah, so thank you for that. I appreciate
she's very successful.
You got to give her that.
Like most successful woman in the history of television.
Yeah,
so.
that her new movie that she just came out with. What was that about? Unicorns and everything else. That was a big hit. Talk about the toilet flush.
Wow, I was gonna say.
Talk about that. The other side or whatever. Or I was rooting because I dig that kind of stuff, right? I was rooting for her, but it didn't happen. All right, so we got Derek Noel Fitness. Oh, Rob and Slim. I tuned in a little bit last evening to catch their show in the beginning, and then you know me, I fell asleep. So, yeah, but they were on Saturday night. What was that all about?
Oh yeah. Every once in a while, they'll do a secret show on a Saturday.
Ooh.
So it's a big surprise when that happens because we don't advertise it ahead of time. They just kind of pop up and there they are.
Oh, so they're trying to pad the numbers. I see how this is going to go. I'll have to talk to Rob about that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, which is interesting because Rob's such a good guy. He was the one that reached out. And I don't know, is it still on? And I'm sorry, Matt, that I don't know this, but are we putting a little banner thing up for the 13 hours on the 13th? We'll talk about here in a little bit, but that was Rob's idea. And he's such a good guy that if he wants to pad his hours, last night he was reviewing a movie called Rubber. Now, before your mind runs wild, if you haven't had a chance to see the show yet, it's about an evil tire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So that was Rubber. Right? And it started off with a guy holding a bunch of binoculars. I don't really, but I'm sad to say I didn't get it all because it wasn't his show that put me to sleep. It just, all this pre-op stuff that I'm having to do kind of knocks me out. So, all right, but we got Robin Slim at number 7. Ooh, number 8. Who's number 8?
That is Red Pill Politics.
Very nice.
And speaking of competition, they're actually on right now as well on ipmNation 2.
Oh, wow. Well, we know they're not listening, so it doesn't do us any good to make fun of them. But Red Pill Politics, I'm excited about that. Hey, and tell me, it's a show about politics, right?
It is, yeah.
Boy, with everything going on in this world today, we should think about doing a political show because you have no pre-production. The headlines write themselves.
Oh, yeah. It's
greatest time in the world to be alive. Greatest time in the history of humans since bipedalism. The greatest time in the world to be alive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, too much going on.
And to do a political show, I often tell people that my program is very, very easy to put together.
Exactly.
It really is.
It has to be. I mean, just look at the headlines. It's just everything. We've implemented this new thing, Matt, as you know, Lowlife's Making Headlines. Yeah. It's a new segment that we kick off All Natural Being every morning. It's the opening segment of the show, so we can kind of get that out of the way, clear our throat, get it off our chest, right? Unload whatever baggage we feel we have to carry around. And when we originally started out, people were like, how are you going to pick who the Lowlife's Making Headlines are for today? It is so easy.
Yeah.
So easy. It's a segment that writes itself. Sometimes I have to pick I'll pick a card, any card. I have a spin the win wheel with 20 different lowlifes on it just for one show. You spin the wheel, it comes up on that lowlife and go, okay, that's who we'll talk about today. So I'm with you. And good luck to the folks at Red Pill Politics. Hopefully it's as easy for them to pre-produce a show as you and I think it should be. All right, number 9, The Hustle Report. I like that title too, The Hustle Report.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hip-hop show.
Okay.
Hosted by DZ the Gift from Massive Hustle Records.
Great name.
Playing a lot of independent and underground hip-hop. Really, really good show.
Now, see, I thought it was a show that dealt specifically with Vice President Biden, former Vice President Biden, kissing women on the head from behind.
No, I think that's the handsy report.
Uncle Joey.
He can be a little handsy.
Good to know. It just gets again, this stuff writes itself. All right, so number 10, man. Number 10 in our top 10 shows, Local Outbreak. Give me a rundown. What do they got going on this week? Yeah,
that's the other show that I do, Local Outbreak.
Oh, that's right.
It focuses on local music here in the state of New Hampshire. A lot of great talent here in the Granite State. It's also carried on 100.1 The Planet in Plymouth, New Hampshire, which it's nice to be on an FM station that really supports local music.
Groovy.
And that, by the way, is not the same station, not the same FM station that carries Matt Connarton Unleashed. It's a different FM station here.
Look at you.
The show's been on there for, it's been on there for 9 years now, almost a decade. Wow. Gone in the blink of an eye. Yeah.
Man, isn't that the truth, though? When you talk about a blink of an eye. Unbelievable. Hey, speaking of a blink of an eye, and then I'm looking at this, Owning My Truth by Jen Coffey. It's a great picture of the two of you, by the way. Very nice. So tell me a little bit about this writing, right? Because there's all kinds of things that are starting to pop up now on IPM Nation page. So why don't you give me, if you would, a quick rundown of some of the things that are populating the ipmNation.com page.
Yeah, we're really, this is something that we've been talking about developing, for a while, is really building up a sort of a blog section.
Cool.
Almost like we want to really, and we have some other stuff in the works, too, that I can't talk about yet, but we're really trying to make ipmNation.com a multimedia sort of destination site for all kinds of things. And actually, if you click if you're on the site,
I am,
and you click the stories page, the stories link at the top, it takes you to where we have all the articles and the different categories. So we have some news and politics, and we have some health articles, and a lot of different things.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And look at that. So, this is fantastic. You can get all of it from hitting the top. In stories, there's fiction, health, life, poetry, politics, spirituality. Sounds like you guys have it all covered. I love that.
Yeah, Jenny's been really working hard to get a lot of authors contributing.
Very
and
cool.
we're just going to keep going with it. We want to have a really wide variety of contributors and
very cool.
Very
cool.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of contributors, if you don't mind, I'm going to reach out quickly to the folks that are listening. And if you do a show here, if you're an author, if you contribute to anything on ipmNation.com, on the 13th of April, 2 Saturdays from yesterday, 1 week before I head under the Dremel tool over at the Columbus Cranium Shack and Needle Emporium, we're going to do the IPM Nation International Block Party. And Matt, I need to thank you again for that, with all of the energy that we hope building up into the show to support the Brian Brain Trust over on GoFundMe. So, Matt, I'm going to start making calls tomorrow, making sure that we've got all the talent lined up and this and that. I know you have some spots in there that are already spoken for. Can you, just so I don't mess it up for like a minute, can you give me your idea of how you think that's going to play out, right? Because it's like I said, it's 2 weeks from yesterday. What would you like to see so that I don't run afoul of the boss?
Oh, well, I tend to not overplan, as is evidenced by if you've heard my show. So it's going to be exciting. I mean, we're going to have a lot of different people participating, and it's going to be, when we had talked about it initially, we had talked about it being almost in sort of like a telethon,
right?
Sort of format, and it'll also naturally it'll have kind of a vibe of when you did your 24 hours
sure.
for your marathon there,
sure.
Different people kind of coming in and out, but it's going to be all day, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I do too. I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to meeting everyone, because when we did the 24-hour thing, I didn't get a chance to meet a lot. You were very gracious, and Jenny was very gracious in calling in, but I didn't get to meet and hang with a lot of the other hosts. But now Rob from Rob and Slim, and there are some other people that you have told me about that have already said, hey, I need this time slot, I need that time slot. And really, yes, it'll be a little bit about the Brian Brain Trust, but more importantly, it's just a chance to get everyone together, riff a little, laugh a little, have some fun. fun, and it's an honor to have all these people coming together in an attempt, because it's one. What is it? That following Saturday, a week after that, is Easter, and then that the 23rd is when I head back. When I head back in. So I'm really very humbled and very thankful for all the hosts, all the shows, all the authors that are contributing articles, and the like, all of them for saying, yeah, let's get together and throw a big block party and go from there. So that will be, but on the 13th, it will be from 11 a.m. on a Saturday morning, 11 a.m. to midnight. That's Saturday night, so 13 hours on the 13th. If you're out and about, don't forget you can hit the QR code, and it's going to be broadcast, Matt, which makes me think we need a QR code for the IPM Nation page, because it's going to be broadcast not to the All Natural Being page, but it's going to be broadcast to the ipmNation.com page in terms of the video. So we're going to be doing it like on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, I believe, straight to the IPM Nation's page. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. So we're excited about that as well. All right, Matt, as we get ready to wrap up, what else would you like to throw in for this week? We welcomed everybody into the top 10, learned about some new shows, learned about some of the authors and the articles and how IPM Nation wants to. I like it, where people get to come and there's all kinds of things that they can benefit from listening to and watching and, you know what I mean, reading and seeing and all the rest of this. Anything else you want to throw in?
You know what? Just really quickly, we did add into rotation this week the new Villains track called Playtime, which is just a great song. I played it on my show the other day. And I'll just remind everybody, too, check out my show tomorrow, live, 4 to 6 p.m. It's going to be very exciting. I'll be hanging out with the ghost of John McCain.
I can't wait.
A big surprise for everybody.
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to it. And then also, if you're thinking, well, how are we going to pass the time until Matt's show tomorrow afternoon? Don't forget, All Natural Being will be back bright and early. What is it, Matt? 7 a.m. Eastern. Thank you. 7 a.m. Eastern, right here on ipmnation.com/counterpunch. As Matt and I now affectionately call it, ipmnation.com, the Bry. You'll be able to tune in, and we're at episode 450 or 460 or 4 something. And we'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I should tell you, we are now just 32 minutes away, like a countdown for a space shuttle launch. Ooh. 32 minutes away, I know, from Damn Near Flawless. You know him as Derek Noel Fitness, but he'll be here at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. Oh, and Matt, before I get ready to hit, we're going to work on, here's a new thing for All Natural Being. Because we've gotten a lot of requests, Matt, that people go, oh, how quickly can we get the on-demand? So you and I are working on now. We'll be announcing it tomorrow morning, but we'll give a little bit of a sneak peek here, where you have our promise that within 30 minutes of the ending of the live show, you'll be able to get the on-demand, probably even like 30 seconds, maybe like 5 minutes. But in any event, before the top of the hour, you'll be able to get the on-demand segment in case you happen to miss the live show. You'll be able to get it. That's our 30-minute guarantee. How's that sound? It's like a pizza almost guarantee.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. There you are. All right, brother. Anything else you want to do before we get out of here?
Probably not, because I desperately need to blow my nose. My allergies are killing me.
Yeah, well, come here. It's snowing. You won't have to blow your nose. You can go shovel the driveway. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all so very much for listening to ipmnations.com's or ipmnation.com's Sneak Speak. It's a thrill to have you here with us every week, and the numbers keep growing, so we're really appreciative of that. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We will see you next week.
Bye, everybody.